First off, think about what you really want. I know how many of you want to be millionaires one day, make a lot of money, that's great and all, but on this first job, what are you trying to accomplish? Is it experience? Is it money? Is it just a stepping stone to a new role? What is it about this job? What are you looking for in this first job? And that's something that you have to answer for yourself. You can't hear that from your parents, boyfriend, girlfriend, professors, but what are you looking for? That's going to be one of those qualifying things that you've got to figure out. Is that something that you can find in these jobs that you're interviewing for? So go ahead and get that set in your mind. What is it that I really want in this first job? Be honest with yourself. And this is what I do. 3, 5, 10-year plan. What do I want to have in 3 years? What do I want to have in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? And if I want to be here in 10 years, will this first job get me there? Or will it detract from my 10-year goal? So that's personally what I do. I set a 3, 5, and a 10-year plan just to kind of get an idea of, okay, right now it will change. And it may change drastically, but right now, where do I hope to be in 10 years, 5 years, 3 years? Find a couple of mentors. I've got 2 mentors right now that I visit with on a regular basis. One of them would be in my age range for you, which is just a couple years down the road. I haven't been in the workforce for 20 years. I've been in there a couple years. I can tell you what it's going to look like just right around the corner from where you are. So find somebody that you can go talk to and say, hey, you know, it's my first week on the job. What should I focus on? You know, my boss is upset with me. What should I do? Those preliminary issues that you deal with a job and with early on in your career. So find a mentor that's somewhat close to you, that you can relate with, that isn't so far disconnected from where we are right now that they can't relate to you. And then I also want to find somebody that's exactly where I want to be 20 years down the road. I've got a guy, he's a CEO of a company, he's actually a CEO of one of my customers, and I meet with him once every 2 weeks for breakfast. And just ask him, I tell him, okay, I see where you are, here's where I am, how do I connect the dots from point A to point B? Okay, how do I get to where you are? What can I be doing now? So that gives you a really good idea of what it looks like to be young, but also have a goal of where you want to be down the road. And so he may say, or she may say, you've got to do A, B, and C, and you're going, okay, I don't want to do A, B, and C. Well, maybe that causes you to adjust your goals. It's not a bad thing, but we need to know exactly where we're going. That's part of the reason that I changed career paths, you know, before I moved into my current job, is because I was told that I would always be on the road 200, 250 days out of the year, and that's not what I wanted personally. So I changed jobs. I mean, it's one of those, anybody know what compounding interest, the theory of compounding interest is? Okay, compounding interest means the sooner you start saving money, the more it grows because the interest is added back to your initial amount and it compounds interest on a yearly, quarterly, half year, whatever it is, basis. I believe the same thing goes for our information, our education, our work experience. The sooner we start thinking like a professional, the faster we get there. Now, it may take you 10 years out of college. I've got friends right now that still believe they're in college. Okay? And you know what? That's fine for them. But if you've got major professional aspirations, start now. Start thinking about it now. Just like if you want to start saving money, even if you can only save $10 a month right now, save it. Because I'd rather save $10 a month right now than to start saving when I'm 50 or 60. You'll be much further down the line. So that's why I suggest these mentors. Here's where we start getting into the meat. I encourage you to do as much of this as you believe you can. And unless you just think I'm absolutely crazy, I encourage you to try it. Make a list of prospective companies. I did about 20. So anybody in the area, maybe you have a dream company you want to work for, or you just did a Google search of, you know, healthcare or staffing in Fort Worth. Make a list of those companies. Once you make a list of them, do some research. Here's how you do some research on those companies. Every year they put out a best companies to work for list. See if your company's on that. Either that or pull up that list and work off that list to create your company list. Okay, so make this list of these companies you want to work for. Okay? And once you do the research, and it may be financial sites, we want to figure out if they're going to be around in 5 years. You know, look on LinkedIn. If you know people that work there, ask them. But do a little bit of research on these companies and figure out if it's something that you do want to pursue, if they are a company that's intriguing to you and that may offer the growth that you're looking for. Okay? That's the planning side of things. That's what you can be doing right now. How many of you are actively pursuing job opportunities right now? Okay? If you're not a problem. But this stuff, when you go home this weekend, when you go back to your dorm room, you can do this within 30 minutes to get back to your dorm room. You don't have to put on a suit, put on a tie, talk to anybody. You can start Googling this stuff right now. After you've revised your list, contact the companies and identify the decision maker. Okay, the decision maker may be, and when I say decision maker, the one that would offer you the job, or the one that would interview you, or the one that would have a say-so on whether or not you come to work for that company. Okay? So identify the decision maker. And that may be an HR. It may be, if you're going into sales, it may be a sales manager. If you're going into staffing, it may be your GM for that area. So identify the decision maker. Who would end up hiring you if you were to go to interview for them? Okay? And now I want you, this is going to, you don't have to write down this entire thing, but I want you to kind of take down this next little blurb. Once you contact that person, and that's contact them right now. Okay? Once you've identified that company and you figured out, you'll call up to the company and say, hey, I'm in college, I want to interview for a job for your company. Who would handle that? Okay, Mark Smith would handle that. Or Ashley Wilson would handle that. Okay? So we want to identify that person, get a phone number, get an email address, and then once you reach out to the company, this is the kind of question you would answer, or you would ask. Tell them your story. Hey, my name is Jason Jacobus. I'm graduating in May. This is my degree. I want to come to work for your company. I've done a lot of research on who you guys are. And I just wanted to ask you, what can I do now to give me an opportunity to come to work for you when I graduate? What can I be doing right now? And more than likely, they will tell you something along the lines of, well, here's what our interviewing process looks like, or go ahead and send me your resume, or I need you to talk to this person. But either way, you're figuring out what you can start doing right now to get that process rolling. Okay? Now this is what I did, and I think that this is, if you're a little bit outgoing and you're okay with, asking a straightforward question, be blunt. I know you're busy. Can I schedule a time to stop by and introduce myself? Right now. Because how nice would it be if when you went back in for your interview, you guys already knew each other? Okay, right then, you are not somebody who's in a stack of papers. It's good seeing you again. Okay? And most of these people, they may say, you know what? I'm busy. Let's swing by sometime, just knock on my door, say hi, drop off your resume. If you haven't sent your resume in, just say, can I stop by, schedule a time to stop by and visit with you and just drop off my resume? I know you guys don't handle this until, May, but I just want to swing by and introduce myself because I'm very interested to come and work with your company. And tell them, be honest with them, say, I'm trying to do everything I can right now. I don't want to wait till everybody else decides, okay, I need a job. I want to do something right now. And they'll think that being proactive will go ahead and put you outside that stack of resumes and that stack of applications they will sort through in May. Because I know you guys know those people. How many of you have friends that you guarantee will not look for a job until the day they graduate? Anybody know those people? Do you want to be wrapped up in that stack of papers with those people? No. They're probably great people. I know those people. I've got friends that are in that group of people. Okay? But you don't want to be in that stack. You want to be the guy, oh, hey, actually, good seeing you again. John, good seeing you again. I'm glad you came back. We're looking forward to talking to you. It's that time. Are you ready to go? So this is one of those things. Swing by, introduce yourself if you can. If they say, no, I'm really busy, say, not a problem. I'll go ahead and take care of the suggestions you made, and I'll be in touch with you in May. If you get an email address 3 months later, send them an email, say, hey, still thinking about you. Is your schedule loosened up? Let them know. Because this is when I was talking about my wife earlier, getting those calls, 500 calls, you're not in that game yet. You're different. You're emailing them ahead of time, and even if they haven't met you face to face, they'll know who you are. They'll know the name. The second you sit down, it's been a while. I'm glad that we finally got connected. I'm sorry my schedule's so busy, but it's good seeing you. So I strongly encourage you to do these things. And I did that for probably 15, 20 companies. I think I met 18 of those people. I mean, maybe 2 of them said I was too busy. 2 out of 20, that's not bad. But they knew who I was when I came back in the interview. Okay? Take notes and set reminders. If they say, oh yeah, come by in 3 weeks, or call this guy next week, or talk to this lady in 3 weeks, do it. Because when they give you, that's the one thing, when you ask that question, we better be ready to do exactly what they say, or else we shouldn't even ask. Okay? Now this is one of those things, okay, this is a reach. Okay? Take it or leave it, doesn't matter. In a resume, you've probably been told to include only applicable things, only things that matter for that role. Don't put, oh, I like to go fishing, or, you know, I've got a friend, her name's Susie. You know, don't put those things in a resume, right? But this may be an opportunity for you to create what I call a press packet. A couple months in advance, put it together in a folder, your resume, a little bit about you personally. Here's what I do, here's what I'm looking for. You can personalize it a little bit more because they've got the time to read through it. I mean, I hope they don't, because I hope everybody sitting in this room sends them one and they're going, man, where did all these press bags come from? But you can add that personal touch at this stage in the game because they're not having to go through 500 of them. Okay? They can actually read through and go, oh, that's interesting. And maybe you've got some commonalities there. So that's just one of those things. Take it or leave it. It needs to be professional, but you can include a little bit more personal information. And it helped me. So this is just take it or leave it.